It was a dark and stormy night when Sarah pulled up to the deserted gas station in the middle of nowhere. She had been driving for hours and her tank was almost empty. As she stepped out of her car, she felt a chill run down her spine. Something didn't feel right. Sarah walked towards the pump, but as she got closer, she noticed that there was no one around. The lights inside the station were off, and the door was slightly ajar. She hesitated for a moment, but the thought of being stranded in the middle of nowhere made her push the door open. Inside, the store was eerily quiet. There were rows of snacks and drinks on the shelves, but everything seemed dusty and old. As Sarah walked towards the counter, she heard a faint whisper coming from the back of the store. She froze in fear, unsure of what to do next. Suddenly, the lights flickered on, and a figure appeared from behind the counter. It was an old man with a long white beard and piercing blue eyes. He looked at Sarah with a grin on his face and said, "Welcome to my gas station, dearie. You're just in time for the show." Sarah tried to run for the door, but it slammed shut before she could reach it. The old man started laughing maniacally as the lights went out again. In the darkness, Sarah could hear strange noises coming from all around her. She felt something brush past her leg, and she screamed in terror. The lights came back on, and Sarah found herself surrounded by a group of masked figures. They were all holding sharp objects and had a look of pure evil in their eyes. The old man stepped forward and said, "No, my children, let's not scare our guest too much. We need her for the sacrifice." Sarah realized then that she was in grave danger. She tried to fight back, but there were too many of them. They overpowered her and dragged her towards a dark room at the back of the station. As Sarah lay tied up in the darkness, she knew that her fate was sealed. She could hear the old man chanting in a strange language, and she felt something cold and wet touch her forehead. She closed her eyes, waiting for the end. Suddenly, there was a loud banging on the door, and a voice shouted, "This is the police. Open up." The old man and his followers scattered like rats, leaving Sarah alone in the dark. The police found her hours later, shivering and traumatized. They searched the gas station but found no trace of the old man or his followers. To this day, Sarah doesn't know if it was just a nightmare or a real-life horror story, but every time she drives past a deserted gas station, she remembers that terrifying night and shudders.